Hey guys, welcome back. Today we are going to cut clutch number 10. This was a leopard clown to a pastel lesser het clown female, and I didn't produce her, so I was really just, I had my fingers crossed hoping to God that this girl proved out to be het clown, and she did. The very first snake to pip out of this clutch is a clown, which is fantastic for several reasons. That means she proved out, and we at least got one visual clown out of it, and it actually looks really neat. This is also the first ever recessive snake that I've bred here, so that's really cool as well. And right now, my ultra pin female is laying some eggs, so that'll be my second ever recessive clutch of visual recessives that are going to hatch for me, that she's laying right now. So this clutch I'm really excited about. I'm really excited to get some clowns out here, some leopard clowns, pastel leopard lesser clowns. Hopefully we have good odds with the actual just visual clowns in general in this clutch. So let's start cutting. So as I said, this is clutch number 10 on the season. We still have 4 in the incubator, plus one's being laid right now, and I have another one being laid any day. So we are up to 10, 11, 12, 16 on the season. And there's some pretty big clutches coming out of the next couple ones that are supposed to hatch. So let's see, hopefully we hit some good odds here with these other hatchlings. Basically, we should be getting 50% clowns out of this clutch. Visual clowns. They're all going to be het clown because the dad was a visual. All right, let's see what we got here. This one I'm thinking is probably might be a pastel or a normal. There's a slight head stamp, or slight kind of pastel head stamp, but I don't know if that's enough to be anything. So at the very least it's het clown, but maybe it's a pastel het clown. Hopefully that is the only snake in this clutch that is just potentially normal, visually normal. But somebody out there will be okay getting a het clown normal. There's always people that need the kind of the less expensive entry level snakes, so it doesn't hurt to have a couple of those, make customers of all different shapes and sizes. This one. Now I am not a genius with the recessive mutations at all, so I'm not. These are definitely going to have to be looked up a little more for me. So I'm assuming this is probably the pastel lesser, or at least pastel, not a visual clown. Maybe it's just a pastel. So that means the other one's probably just a normal. No leopard in this one, I don't think. But like I was saying, I'm not a genius with the recessive traits by any means. Especially when you're mixing in a bunch of genes with leopard, or with clown in pied. So I'm gonna have to verify all of what is gonna show up in this clutch when I hopefully get a couple clowns here. The first one to pip was a clown, so it got me excited, and then the first 2 I cut are the non-visuals. Hopefully that means that the rest of them are visuals, because like I said, they should be, half of them should be clowns. we got hit a clown here. And I'm going to say this is probably a leopard. His head's stuck in there. I can't see his head, but I'm going to assume this is probably a leopard, just judging by the pattern. So that's a leopard clown, it looks like. This one with his head sticking out is a really crazy pattern, so I'm kind of curious to see what's going on there with him. I actually have a pastel lesser leopard female that she's eating really good for me, so I'm hoping she's actually ready to go for the start of next season. Let's cut this one next. The eggs all look good too. This is a first time mom and a first time dad, so they're actually doing a looks like, hopefully, fingers crossed here, all 7 eggs are good. They all look good. 7 egg clutch in our first try. I'm pretty happy with that. 2 clowns so far. Two for 4. This one looks like maybe a lesser. Just a plain lesser, possibly pastel. It's a pretty snake, not a visual. But nonetheless, that's actually a really pretty snake. Really pretty colors on it. Very, very golden. So I think we have a normal, a pastel, a lesser, and then I think we have a leopard clown. Pull these guys apart. We'll do the guy that pipped, we'll do him last. I'm actually staring at this. That lesser is really pretty. I haven't hatched a plain lesser yet, which is kind of crazy to think about, but the only time I had worked with lesser was in my Blue Eye Lucy's, and I've only bred Blue Eye Lucy's to Blue Eye Lucy's, so I've never hatched out any lessers. And we hit a clown here. This is really pretty. That's a really pretty snake. So we hit 3 clowns. So at least we're at the 50%. I'm assuming this is pastel leopard, I would guess. Again, I'll have to double check that because my IDs for a really awesome head stamp. And it looks very similar to this one, so I'm wondering if they're both pastel leopard. Potentially. Gorgeous snake. Really, really pretty. I don't know if I'll hold any of those back. I'll probably just sell them for the fact that I already have a pastel lesser leopard female. And I also have a leopard, super pastel leopard yellow belly clown male. There's probably no reason for me to hold any of these back. There's nothing crazy enough in them. I was just trying to prove out the female and the dad. And there's actually quite a few people on Morph Market that were kind of waiting in line to see if this female proved out to be a het clown or not, and they will be happy to see that she has. Now this one is looking like a normal. Yeah, that's a normal het clown. So it's kind of weird. We got 2 normals. We had pastel, lesser, and leopard. So we have 3 genes going on, and obviously the clowns as well. I think it's kind of weird odds that we hit 2 normals in here with the 3 incomplete dominant genes. I'm happy that I at least hit 3 clowns out of this clutch. That's, I only had 7 eggs, so I couldn't hit 50% being visuals. I wish I would have had the higher end of the spectrum of the 4, but I'm okay with 3. I could have had worse odds too. So Let me see if I can get him to go back in. Go back in, buddy, so I can cut your egg. Nope. Okay. Well, let's start cutting. See, when they're pipped out like this and they won't put their heads back in, I kind of just try to start cutting from the other side so I don't accidentally cut snake. You have to be very careful when they're kind of like this because there's not a whole lot of free space in this egg at this point, so you want to make sure you're not cutting snake. There we go. Alrighty, so judging by, so looking at these two here, the back on this one is completely black, and the back on this one has a really kind of a white racing stripe, and this one, like I said, I think it's just a plain leopard. It's crazy for me to believe that the only leopards I get out of this clutch were all the clowns, but I think those patterns have to be leopard, and I'm wondering if maybe this is pastel lesser leopard. Let me actually pull out my pastel lesser leopard clown female. She's ate a big rat, so she's not big. So yeah, and so this is her, and she has that kind of the whiteness right in the middle of that back stripe. So that's very similar to this snake here. So I'm thinking this is a pastel leopard clown. This is the pastel lesser leopard clown, and I think this is most likely just a leopard clown right here. Normal, pastel, lesser, all het for clown. But this is, it's kind of funny. I always, when I'm talking to people, like how much these snakes change as they get older. I mean, there's absolutely zero black in this snake. Right? This is all brown. It's all browned out. But if you look at this baby here, it's all black. All of the parts that are brown in here, the spots and the stripe that are brown here, they're black on the babies. So it's really neat to see the difference in, what the adult or close to adult looks like and how much the colors change when you're dealing with certain genes. But I'm really happy with this clutch. I got three clowns, 3 visual clowns. The 4 ones that are kind of plain are really plain, but I actually think we hit really good odds in the 3 visual clowns, which is really cool. I'm really happy with that, and I'm happy with the clutch. I'm really happy that the mom proved out to be a clown as well. Alright, and here's another look at what a pastel lesser leopard looks like. This is not the mom. This girl is still under 1,000 grams, but she'll be ready for next season. But this is what a pastel lesser leopard clown looks like as it turns into an adult. It's a really cool snake. It's really pretty. She's very yellow and brown. So I think if that's what this one is, this is what it'll look like when it gets older. But I'm really happy to start hatching out some recessives. This season I'll have this clutch and my ultra pin to ultra male bamboo. I think those are actually the only 2 visual recessive combos that I'll have this year, which is kind of a far cry from what I'm doing next year, where I basically flipped around my whole collection to get a bunch of pied stuff and a bunch of clowns, to the point where I'm probably not going to be breeding a whole lot of just codom stuff. So a lot of it's going to be recessive, except for the urban camo project and my big puma, my big cat project. So this is I'm really excited about this. I'm really excited about the clutch dropping right now, and I have another one's due to hatch in a couple more days. So it's gonna be really busy here. I got a lot of stuff to do. We're selling snakes like crazy, and this season is just rolling on. So we'll see you guys next time, and thanks for stopping by.